So we finally have some big help here on the farm. That's up next. Hello everyone, this is Dwayne with Edge of Nowhere Farm, and we're coming to you today. It's the end of May 2020. So, very exciting news from this week. We've been talking about the fact that we've been manually moving wood chips, bricks, dirt, all kinds of stuff, and really needing a tractor. And finally, this week, we had our tractor delivered. I'm pretty excited. I'll try not to be overexcited and talkative in the video, but I can't guarantee it. But I do know this, that tractor is right behind that door. So I'm gonna go ahead and open that up and let's take a look. So this is our tractor. It is a Kioti CK2610 HST. I am not a tractor guy. I don't know anything about tractors other than the fact that it works because I used it yesterday. But beyond that, there's a couple of things I suppose I do know. First one would be that it's a 25 horsepower, and we went back and forth between the 3510, I believe, which is a 35 horsepower, and this one, which is 25. And really for what we're using it for here on the farm, the 25 horsepower is plenty. One of the things that really swayed me more than anything is, well, cost. The 35 horsepower is a little more expensive. It doesn't have any less lifting capacity in the bucket. So the loader lift capacity is just under a ton. It doesn't matter whether it's 25 or 35 horsepower, it's good there. But one of the things that is a significant difference for me is the fact that the 35 horsepower requires an additional device on there. I don't know exactly what it is. Tractor guys out there will, but essentially there's some type of regeneration process that it needs to go through if it's over a certain horsepower. And a 35 horsepower requires it, 25 horsepower does not. So PTO power, things like that are all the same with this and that 35 horsepower, and so we went with the 25 horsepower. I used it yesterday for about an hour and a half. We actually built our driveway, or an extension of a driveway, on the house itself out of some ABC. That worked out really well. But wanted to talk a little bit about the tractor, where we got it from, total cost, all that kind of great stuff, and then of course, I'm gonna drive it. So first we'll just talk a little bit about the tractor itself. So we said 25 horsepower, so you can see that back here. It is a good compact tractor, good size. It's got some good weight to it, which was important for me because there's several things that I'll be using it for. One of those, of course, would be scraping and leveling ground. So that's what that box plate is in the back. Plus I've got these ripper tines that I can put down, so I can use those ripper tines if I want to just rip ground as well. So definitely knew already we were going to have that. Came with the tractor. Obviously the front loader, and we talked about the front loader briefly, but the front loader is able to lift up to about 1,800, 1,900 pounds. I tested that out a little bit yesterday with half a pallet of bricks, which was about 1,600 pounds, and it lifted it without a problem. So obviously we need to have that lift capacity, mainly for feed more than anything, because we will have super sacks of feed eventually. We want to make sure we can lift those as well. Obviously a bucket, we have that bucket loader for moving wood chips, dirt. I used it to move ABC yesterday. Came with the loader for the total price. And then there were a couple of other attachments that we wound up buying. One of them is actually right behind Lori. Let's take a look at that. It's disassembled, so we still need to put it together, but that would be an auger bit because we wanted to have something to dig post holes. We've got a whole lot more fencing that we still need to get done here on the farm. And the hand auger is great for digging holes for trees and stuff, but we can't get 3 feet down, which is a problem when it comes to doing fence posts. So we did get that auger. Now I think the tractor has the ability of utilizing a hydraulic down press, so we can put pressure on that auger to get through the hard dirt. Haven't figured that out yet for sure, but we have that as an option. So one other thing that came with this tractor that we definitely needed to have, a set of pallet forks. So you can see this guy here, this can lift up to 3,000 pounds. Loaders maxes out just under 2,000, so plenty as far as lifting capacity. I did use these to move those little half pallets of bricks. You'll see those down there. And I was able to stack that half pallet on top of the other half pallet. So definitely no issues as far as that's concerned. But obviously when it comes to this guy here, we wanted to have the ability to lift those sacks of feed and obviously move pallets around. So it's going to allow us to palletize heavier items that we want to either store or put up in racking in the outbuilding. I want to say the Pallet Forks were $800, and the box scraper and the auger basically came with the price. It was a package price on the machine itself. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the tractor and bring it out so we can take a look at it here in the sun. Okay, so that'll kind of give you another shot of the tractor. I think it said that it has 8 feet or so of lift. Now I've still got a big pile of wood, creosote, and that kind of thing in the back that I need to get a dumpster for. So I'm definitely going to be able to get some use out of that. One of the things that this came with was that canopy on top. And at first I wasn't too sure about that until yesterday when we were building that driveway out of the ABC. And here it was 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning, 100+ degrees, and being able to be in the shade sitting in that little cockpit was actually really nice. Also has a light in the front, which is pretty cool. We work here in the evenings and into the night, especially during the summertime. So obviously that's kind of nice because I'll be able to utilize that additional light in order to basically see any open field or area that I'm working in. So one other thing that I thought was pretty cool, especially when it comes to tools and this machine. I'm gonna go ahead and lift the latch here, lift this guy. What I wanted to show you is actually on the other side. Let's go around. Very easy for me to reach the air filter, so that's right here. The battery is right here as well. Again, very easy to get to the battery, so that won't be a problem when we have to swap that out. Here in Arizona, that's bound to happen over and over. But we have this little guy here that I thought was kind of neat that this came with, and this is an inverter. So this is a 500 watt power inverter with a couple of outlets. So what's nice about this is whenever we're out in the field, I can actually utilize this inverter to run tools that we have that are corded. I'm in the middle of trying to get all of my tools battery operated, but every once in a while a corded tool is really the best tool for the job. And that inverter will allow me to be out in the field and utilize those tools that need to be corded while we're out there. So another cool thing that I thought, well, I've had seen it before, but I thought was kind of neat is swapping out, we've got a disconnect or a quick disconnect for the loader in the front. So all you need to do is basically just pop these guys up, and they essentially, you can see that already started to detach. These will detach by just kind of maneuvering the bucket back and forth. So I can detach the bucket and then go over and pick up those pallet forks in order to utilize the pallet forks, clamp them back down again, and start going. So I thought that was really nice, an easy way to swap out implements here on the front of the tractor. We went with the Kioti brand for a few different reasons. Has very good ratings, and I really like that. The engine is, I think, made in Korea, which I don't have an issue with either. My Kia obviously is from there as well, so, and had very, very good experience with Kia, so didn't have an issue as far as that was concerned, but did get very good reviews. Cost is very, very competitive, a little less expensive than a Kubota, which is what I kind of had my heart set on in the beginning, and definitely less expensive than a Deere. So cost. What you see here and all the additional implements delivered was just over $23,000 with tax. So that's the total cost. It's a 2020. It had about an hour's worth of time on the engine when it got delivered. So very good price considering all the things that we got with the machine itself. So far used it for an hour and a half. It's working very, very well. I got a neighbor that saw it yesterday while we were working, has a bunch of rock that he wants me to move today. So it's gonna get another workout today and be able to break this thing in a little bit more. Either way, you can tell I'm excited. I know Lori is as well, already utilizing this fantastic tool for the farm. And you know what? Really kind of feels like a farm with a tractor on it. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Questions or comments, leave those in the comments section down below. Instagram and Facebook, we post content there you won't see here on the YouTube channel. And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere, so can you.